Everyone warned me not to try it. But I did. I still don't understand how far someone can reach through a screen. I'd been reading Reddit threads about the dark web. Not the usual fake horror stories, but ones that gave links. Real links. I downloaded Tor, masked my IP, and clicked into a link hub called the library. Just a plain black page. Hundreds of short titles. One stood out: unfiltered projects, a visual archive, no warning. No password. Just open.
You still clicked it.
I did. That's the part I hate admitting. The homepage is loaded with blood. It said, "The purpose of this archive is to document the failure of morality through Lev experimentation." There were tabs. Starvation. Disease. Isolation. Infants. The first link I clicked just said, Experiment 7, Visual Threshold, Adult Male. And then it started. Photos. A man, bruised, restrained. Sequence shots of what looked like unbearable light beamed into his eyes for hours. I was already sick to my stomach, but I kept scrolling. Against every instinct. Curiosity became compulsion. That page turned into another, and another. I must have stared at the screen for 20 minutes straight. Motionless. That's when the pop-up appeared. Just a black box. Then, a message typed itself out. "Did you find what you were looking for?" I typed, "Who is this?" The reply came quick. "What did you think of the footage?" I didn't answer. I hovered over the browser's close button. But then another message came. "It's rare to find someone who can look at this content for 17 minutes. That froze me. I hadn't realized it. But they'd been watching me. No apps running, no permissions granted. I turned my laptop over, thinking maybe it was some trick. Another message came. "Look sharp, we like your focus." They wrote my name, which I don't want to disclose here.
They used your name.
Yeah, they did. I don't know how, but what came next is what broke me. A link. Just one word. Gift. I stared at it for maybe a full minute. Then I clicked. It was a video file, about 30 seconds long. The thumbnail was pitch dark, but I hit play. The video showed me, sitting exactly where I was. Same laptop in front of me. It had been recorded just minutes ago. Same angle as my webcam. Except I didn't record it. I couldn't breathe. Someone had access. Someone had been recording me while I stared at their site. One final text came before I shut everything down. I still remember every word. "You looked great on camera. Let's do it again sometime." I ripped the Ethernet cable out, shut the power, and grabbed my phone to call the police. When the officers got there, I tried to explain everything. They called a tech expert to check my laptop, but they found no video files, no browser history, no cookies, no evidence, nothing. He said, "We can't reach it. The system wipes itself clean. We can't trace the site or shut it down. These sites are like fog. Here one moment, gone the next. And the people running them, they know how not to get caught." The other officer looked at me, and in a calm, quiet voice, he said, "All we can tell you is this: don't let curiosity win next time." They filed a report, but we all knew that was as far as it would go. I covered the webcam with a black tape. I don't think they wanted me to see the site. I think the site was how they saw me. My roommate Connor was the one who first introduced me to the dark web, not in a dramatic way, just casually, like it was totally normal. He said he'd used it a few times to buy some stuff. I wasn't into that scene. But one night, I ended up watching as he opened something called The Hidden Bazaar. It looked like a sketchy online marketplace. Listings for cannabis, pills, even harder stuff, all neatly arranged with prices, reviews, and usernames. He scrolled through a few products and stopped at one called Green Widow. It had only one review. 5 stars. but something about it felt off. The seller's username was Uncle Raid 1, and his profile said local deals, only no shipping. I told Connor it was a bad idea, but he brushed it off. Said local meant faster delivery, and he'd done it before. He encrypted the message and sent it. Name, order, and our full home address. The actual address we were living in. I just stared at him. You gave a complete stranger our location? He shrugged like it was no big deal. It'll be fine. The seller looks solid, he said. I didn't argue. A day later, he got a reply. I can meet you. Friday, 9 p.m., behind the old furniture warehouse. That warehouse was on the edge of town, boarded up for years, and somehow, this guy picked it like he already knew it. Connor asked me to come with him. I didn't like the idea, but I didn't want him going alone either. We pulled into the lot just after 9. It was empty, except for an old white van parked in the far corner. Connor checked his phone. He said he's nearby. That's when the van's brake lights flashed. Once, he started walking. I followed. As we got closer, I noticed movement in the back window. A silhouette. Then a man stepped out from the driver's side. Heavy build, baggy jeans, dirty sweatshirt, thick, scruffy beard. Connor, he asked. Connor hesitated. The guy smiled. You the one who wanted the widow? Connor nodded. I thought you were gonna ship it. Nah, the guy said I like things face to face. Then he motioned for us to come to the back of the van. That's when I saw it. Someone inside, barely visible, wearing a ski mask, watching us. Nope, I grabbed Connor's arm. We're done, we're leaving. The guy noticed. His whole vibe changed. He lunged forward when we ran, made it to the car and sped off. Didn't look back.
That should have been the end of it.
We thought so too. But when we got home, something felt off. The door was unlocked. I know I locked it. Connor tried to brush it off. Maybe I forgot. But the moment I stepped inside, I knew. The hallway light was on. My bedroom door was slightly open. And I heard it. Faint footsteps. I crept down the hall, grabbed a curtain rod from the laundry room, and inched toward my room. No one, but the closet door cracked. I stepped closer. Then, it burst open. A man shoved past me. I swung the rod and hit his shoulder, but he kept going, straight out the front door. We ran to the window. That same white van was parked across the street. He jumped in, slammed the door, and sped off into the night. Connor wanted to call the cops, but then he understood. What would we tell them? I mean, we couldn't tell them about the dark web and the stuff we were going to buy. We didn't have much in our home, only a few bucks which were missing. I asked Connor to delete everything after that night. No more dark web, and definitely no more sharing of addresses to any stranger. My algorithm had started recommending the weird stuff. I hadn't slept properly in over 4 days. Just lying there, overthinking, scrolling Reddit. And that's when I clicked a thread I'd have ignored if I was not sick. A dark web post that claimed, "Find your digital twin. He already knows you." I knew better, but I clicked anyway. The site was basic. Black background, 1 line of text, enter your name. I typed it in just for fun. A profile came up. It didn't look like much, just a download link with no description. The file was barely 200 MB. Out of boredom, and maybe stupidity, I downloaded it. Inside were videos. Dozens of them. No thumbnails, no descriptions. The site was empty. Just a white screen and a list of folders. No search bar, no comments. Just click and see. Most folders were empty, or full of corrupted footage. Then I opened one labeled Folder 92. There were 3 videos. No titles. Just timestamps. And they were recent. I clicked the middle one. It started quietly. A man sitting in a room. He was duct taped to a chair, shirtless, blindfolded, breathing fast. No screaming, just shaking. The camera was still, like it was placed on a tripod. The room looked normal, and that's what chilled me. Tiled floor, a single ceiling fan. This wasn't some dungeon. It could have been a room in any house. Another man was there. He didn't show his face. He just started doing things slowly. First, he took a hammer and placed it on the man's thigh, then slammed it down. Once. No scream. The guy was gagged, but his whole body jerked like he'd been electrocuted.
Okay, what the hell?
I hit pause. Told myself it was fake. But the camera shook slightly when the man flinched. The gag soaked up drool and blood. His body tensed too naturally. It looked real. I closed the file. Tried the first video.
You should have logged off right there.
Yeah, but I didn't. Curiosity kills sleep, and apparently, your sense of sanity. It was shot on a mobile phone. Vertical frame. Shaky. A small boy, couldn't be older than 6, was locked inside a crude wire cage. His hands were tied behind his back, knees pulled to his chest. He was begging in a language I didn't understand. There was no one else in the frame, just the sound of a buzzing light above him, and something pacing. Then, the camera moved slightly and there was a dog. A large one. It started barking, loud, aggressive, and nonstop. The boy screamed, and the screen went black. Now I just wanted to see the last video. It started playing. Low resolution and shaky video. In the center of the room, a girl, maybe 16, tied up, wrist bound above her head to a rusted pipe. She wasn't standing, she was dangling. Just enough to keep her toes barely touching the ground. Her clothes were torn. Blood soaked the front of her shirt. Bruises on her arms, her legs, her face. Then a man stepped into the edge of the frame. You couldn't see his face, just the lower half of his body. Jeans, boots, and something in his hand. It looked like a crowbar. The girl flinched. She tried to lift her head, but it dropped again, like she didn't have the strength anymore. I stopped the video, and in my head, just one thought. Was that real? Did I just watch someone's final moment? I sat there, staring at the black screen. I opened the site to try and report it, but it was gone the next day. I don't know if those were real people trapped in those videos,